The website Legends of Localization recently took a look at an interesting line of dialogue from last year's Yakuza 0 and compared the Japanese version and how the localization was handled. Localization is never an easy task, and especially when you have to take into account things like puns and other Japanese wordplay that can be hard to carry over through translation. Finding the right translation for a word or phrase whilst also managing to keep the same meaning intact can be sort of like a tricky puzzle that localizers will face. This means that sometimes meanings can change between versions, but with Yakuza 0, we can see that the folks at Sega managed to find a clever solution to this line of dialogue while still retaining the spirit of the original. The scene in question involves two characters, one who runs a gambling business and the other a foreigner living in Japan. The business involves the man challenging others to knock him down in a fight, and if they win, he will double their money. However, when the main character asks the pair what it is that he does, he gets a very different explanation. Thanks to the foreigner's bad Japanese, he calls him a fisting artist. Notes the somewhat sexual connotation that the word fisting has. The main character is then shocked by this and says, "Whoa, that's not really my scene." However, then the other character steps in and corrects him, saying that he's actually a punch-out artist. Despite the correction, the protagonist is still a little bit confused about all of this due to the earlier fisting comment, and asks if this is some new S&M thing. However, as mentioned, there is absolutely no sexual connotations behind what the guy does. He simply challenges people to fight for money. We can see that this conversation relies heavily on wordplay and the alternate meaning of the word fisting. Due to the heavy use of wordplay, it's interesting to see how the localizers handle this and what it was in the Japanese version. And so Legends of Localization reports that the Japanese version had the foreigner say that his business involves being toppled over and people getting on top of him in a romantic manner. This is of course not what the foreigner meant to say though. Due to the language difficulties, he was supposed to use a slightly different word but with a big change in meaning. He was instead supposed to say that he runs a try and knock me down business, with the context being purely fighting. From this we can see that the English version carried over the meaning well and figured out a decent solution to this bit of Japanese wordplay. What do you think of the localization choice here? Do you know of any other interesting video game dialogue that you'd like to see be covered in the future? Let us know in the comments below, and until next time, thank you for watching.